I'm here with Coach John Schippert, and I just wanted to be the first of many to say welcome to EPG, and also congratulations on being hired as the new men's basketball coach here at El Paso Gridley. So that kind of leads into my first question. How are you feeling currently about this coaching opportunity?
Yeah, thanks, Ben, for the opportunity. Feeling really great, excited, even a little bit of a rejuvenation. Looking forward to coaching at El Paso Gridley, seeing that it's going from my previous experience with a 1A team and now being able to coach a little bit bigger high school. And so just feel really excited about an opportunity to coach north of Bloomington Normal at a smaller community, but a good heritage of a basketball program. So.
Well, kind of speaking about the program, you've actually faced this EPG team quite a few times in the past with your former school, Cornerstone.
Yeah.
How would you actually compare being the head coach of this program rather than being against it as you have been in the past?
Yeah, being against it was kind of difficult, knowing that you're going up against a larger school, usually much more talent, bigger talent pool. Cornerstone has 140 in high school, and I think EPG is around 350, 360. So it's just a different scale. We always came and played hard, and we're giving our best, but I'm going to enjoy coaching the Titans and all the talent that's here and forming a good basketball team. So looking forward to what that brings.
Well, kind of touching on like your time at Cornerstone, like can you like describe your coaching journey, kind of like tell your story to the community watching, and could you tell us like in the context of your journey why you think now was the right time to bring your coaching talents here?
Yeah, just to kind of a little bit of background about me. I grew up here in Central Illinois and went to Calvary Christian Academy, and I went to ISU. I'm an alumni of the Redbirds from 1998, and that's where kind of my coaching journey started. I started as a volunteer basketball coach at Bloomington High School while I was still in college, and through that got a job offer at Bloomington Junior High School. Was able to coach there for a couple years, the 8th grade level, and we won a regional our first year, and our second year we were undefeated and went 26-0 and won a state title with a couple of guys that went on to play D1 basketball. One at ISU and then one eventually at Bradley. And so just was a good group of guys. And I left there and kind of followed them up to Bloomington High School, being able to coach with Ron Rose, the head coach now at Illinois Wesleyan, and was there a few years. And took a time to step away from coaching. My daughter was born, and had a couple of years sabbatical from coaching, and then I got a call from one of my good friends at Normal Community, Nathan Foster, and he asked me if I was interested in come coach the freshman boys at Normal Community. So I was able to do that for 4 years in the mid-2000s, and just underneath Dave Witzik and his program there. So enjoyed that, and again, then took another vacation from basketball until my kids, my son was in 8th grade at Cornerstone, and again got involved back in basketball again, and was at Cornerstone for 3 years as the JV coach, and then the opportunity to become their varsity coach for 4 years. And in that stint, we were able to do some historical things at Cornerstone, and we won our first regional, won our first sectional. I got to go to the super sectionals at Redbird Arena. I still call it Redbird Arena, SFQ Center, and play there, and then go to state and go to play on the U of I floor, and we ended up getting 4th in state. So just a tremendous journey how God has brought me along through this path, and very excited about coming here to EPG and coaching basketball.
Well, as you kind of described, you've been under the leadership of great coaches like Ron Rose and Dave Witzik, I think you said. Well, could you kind of describe your coaching philosophy and maybe how you kind of picked up from those coaches that you've been assistant of along the way?
Yeah, I think they definitely added to my core of coaching. I think just the way I was raised, with different coaches in junior high and high school, just good men mentoring, wanting to play the game correctly with good fundamentals, hard work, and the philosophy is pretty simple. Is we're going to play good fundamental basketball. We're going to play great defense, and of course we got to shoot the ball well, and that's going to be an aspect of the game. But the fundamentals are going to come in doing the game correctly, doing it right, and all that means is having good fundamentals, teaching them to be able to work as 5 guys on the floor with one purpose and one goal, which is to, ultimately the short goal is to win the game, but to be able to do it right, have a good name in doing it, and walk off the court knowing that you've given your best.
So you kind of already answered my next question of how you would apply it to this program.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on to the next question.
Yeah.
You've already had some experience with the boys this summer. They're having an open gym right behind us right now, and you went to Mantino, I believe, with them for a summer tournament. What have you kind of learned about this group of players so far?
Yeah, we're starting to get to know each other, and part of that is just building relationships and being able to see them play. And so I just kind of stood back the first time that I met with them at an open gym and just kind of watched them play to get to know their names and see their style of ball. And what I see is really good potential to shoot the ball well. We've got some really good shooters. Got some ball handlers, I can see that. So it makes me excited as a coach to see what's in store and all the talent pool of theirs. I mean, tonight we've got over 25 guys in an open gym. Not quite used to that. And so I like that. I'm liking the kids that are putting in some hard work. There's a good foundation of defense there, which I know that we can get much better at. And again, I'm excited to look to see what we have, because I'm not a coach that just is my way or the highway as far as what I've done in the past works. When we went to state for Cornerstone, we were run and gun. We played good defense, but we ran the ball. The past 2 years, we haven't had those type of horses, and so we've had to slow it down and play more of a half-court offense. And so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing everybody's talent there and find out what going to work best for us.
So kind of you were talking about style of play in there. What can we expect? You may have answered this, and this kind of might be repetitive, but what can we kind of expect from this group of guys in terms of on the court?
Yeah, I would say number one is going to be defense. So we're going to play fundamental defense. We're going to keep them out of the middle. One thing I know that we have to work on is rebounding. I know we do have a couple of guys that are 6'5", and I think 6'5" is great, but I think there's going to be other guys that are going to be a little bit bigger, and we've got to really do a good job of handling the boards. That's part of winning a game, is winning the rebounding war. And so expectations are, number one, hold certain teams to. And I've already talked to these guys too, is we're going to set a threshold of how many points we're going to allow per game, and they're going to be held to that. They're going to be held to a expectation of rebounds and turnovers. So if you don't meet the expectation, then of course there's going to be a consequence in the next day of practice. And so we're going to hold them to an expectation. You're going to hold them to that, and we're going to see where it goes. And I think they'll turn it around as far as wanting to do that, because that also makes the game fun. You put in the work on the court, whether it be the practice and then you get tested on game night, and as hard as those things are, when you get done with the game and you look up at the scoreboard and maybe you've only allowed 45 points and you've got 65, there's just an enjoyment and a satisfaction that you feel that you've accomplished what you've set out to do.
I really love that. That really put a smile on my face. And yeah, just kind of one final question before these we wrap this up,
Yeah.
do you have like any message to the EPG community, like kind of heading into your first season here?
Well, I'm really excited about having a big crowd in the Titan Center. I really want to pack that out every night we play. And so I want the community to come out and support us, knowing that we're going to work really hard and put on a good show for them. I think they're going to be our biggest cheerleaders, you know, and I can't wait to hear the Titan Center rocking. And so I hope they not only bring themselves into the Titan Center, but they bring their voices and cheer loud for the Titans.
Well, that kind of wraps up this interview. Thank you so much for being willing to do this, Coach, and once again, good luck on your first season here at EPG.
Thanks, man. It's been a great pleasure to be able to do this.